长道陵，这个是故事，有关长道陵。长道陵啊 is a very, very tall, and very vigorous guy. Yeah, his eyebrow is very, very bushy. Yeah, he's about 7 feet tall over. Ooh. And he has a very large and round forehead. Yeah, Chang Taoling is one of the teacher of the China a long time ago. Yeah, in Taoism. Now, on the right foot, he has 7 black dots that are connected together. It looks like the Big Dipper, 7 stars in the sky. Yeah. He has a very powerful and long arms that go all the way over his knees. And his knees is, all down there. Yeah? And his arms, they go all over down there, over the knees. Wow. And he walk with tiger-like powers. Yeah? Very strong. And very fast, like a flying dragon. Right. Before he was conceived, the mother of Chan Taoling dreamed that she saw a giant descending from the North Star. So the Lord of the North Star came to her and gave her a flower. When she awoke the next morning, she smelled still the fragrance in her room. Yeah. And discovered that she has conceived a child. Throughout the 10 months of her pregnancy, the fragrance always lingering around her, as long as she has the baby in the womb. Okay. When Chang Taoling was born, a yellow cloud covered the house and purple mist hovered about his mother's bedroom. Yeah. When he came out of his mother's womb, music and fragrance filled the air, and the room was flooded with bright light that matched the brilliance of the sun and the moon together. I mean, the light is as bright as the sun and the moon combined. Yes. So Chang Taoling was exceptionally intelligent. At 7, he understood the teaching of Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching. By 12, he had mastered the I Ching and the classics of divination. As a young man, Taoling served his community as a provincial administrator, but he continued to study the art of the Tao. I don't think it's the art, it's the teaching, no. He continued to study Taoism. Study, in this sense, doesn't mean that he read books, huh? Study means practice in this sense. He must have like a teacher, enlightened teacher in the Tao path who taught him the method of enlightenment. So, this is mostly when an enlightened master was born in the world. It's similar like that, huh? There are some signs, the light all over the house, or maybe the 7 lotus, blooming, something like that, yes. Or maybe the 7 lotus wasn't manifesting on the earth for the Buddha to walk on, but it could have been in the vision, in his mother's vision, or someone who is in attendance of his mother's labor day. Understand, the day that she gave birth to Sakyamuni Buddha. Similar, when Jesus was born, there were the big star, that guiding the 3 saints came to visit Jesus. Remember? Yeah. So mostly there are signs. Yeah, when a great enlightened master came to earth, there are signs like that. Yeah? Okay. But different signs, it's not necessary the same signs all the time. But there's something special, yes, something very elevating, yeah. Not just for show, something that makes people feel happy, feel elated and enlightened. It's not because it's a sign of heaven, or not because the master so show off. It's just a natural thing. When a light being came into the world, they are accompanied by lights, yeah, by flower, by a special fragrance or music. Yes, it's not necessarily obvious to everybody who are in the house at that time, but maybe just obvious to some. Yeah, okay. The people who are endowed with spiritual faculty, or who are probably practicing and who are already enlightened somehow, maybe. Well, no, not necessary. Sometimes not. Like in your case, sometimes you practice a lot, you meditate a lot, and you're waiting for a master to come, and she don't come. And she come to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, well, it's so difficult to get through my disciples' minds. Oh, please come and tell her a message, yes? Or maybe your little kid, yeah, it's only half initiated, yeah, but saw master every day, come play with her, tell her things, and you sitting there next to her drooling and waiting and don't see nothing. Because your mind is so full of unnecessary stuff that master had no room to walk in to tell you things. Yeah, it happened all the time, right? Yeah, you know that already, yes. I only ask you so that, you have to confirm with me. Otherwise, you think I'm telling the story, or some people who don't have this experience think that I'm making it up. Did I make it up? No. Yeah, good. It's true like that, huh? And sometimes the master come to the grocery store owner because you go there shopping every day. And you go home and you don't see nothing. You don't hear master talk. So I had to go and talk to the shop owner who didn't expect anything. And then who got it and then tell you, huh? And then you believe more. Yeah. Sometimes you see the master and you think you imagine. Yeah? Is it true or not? But the grocery store who has never met master before, who could not imagine anything, and he has nothing to gain from me, when he tells you, then you know, oh, that's correct. Something like that. Or tell your family member, then they believe even more. Yeah? If you tell your family member, sometimes your family member do not believe if they don't practice the Kuan Yin method. So sometimes it takes stranger to tell people about the message. Yeah? Okay? Right. How? OK， 现在再回来我们这个强盗令那个强盗令故事OK， 强盗令 was very exceptional, intelligent, good manner, and understood everything at the young age already. So now one day, while he was meditating, in his retreat, I told you before. I did not read this part yet. You see, I told you he continued to study Taoism. Doesn't mean he read books from Taoism, but he truly studied with a master and practiced meditation to realize the Tao, not to recite the description of the Tao, but to realize, to be enlightened in the Tao power. Okay, now, so one day, you see, naturally now, look at this. One day while he was meditating in his retreat, I did not read the whole story. Today I didn't have time. I read just a little bit in the front, and then I thought it's okay, yeah? So now I'm surprised that they even mentioned what I just told you in the front. While he was meditating in his retreat, a white tiger came to his side. In its mouth was a scroll of sacred scripture. Chang Taoling knew that it was time for him to leave the world of politics to pursue the Tao. So he resigned his position as a government administrator, and he became a hermit in the mountains. When the emperor heard about Chang Taoling's retirement, he offered him the title of imperial teacher and begged him to return to the government service. Wow, imperial teacher, the teacher of the king, the teacher of the royal household. Wow. When he forsake everything, he got even a better position. Don't try, huh? Don't try just for that, huh? Don't try to give up your secretary post in the village chief office and then hoping for become prime minister or something, huh? And say, Master, read the story. It inspired me. But the emperor, the king, offered him 3 times. 3 times, Chang Taoling refused. Now, because everybody already know at that time where he meditate on retreat, so he knew that he's not going to have peace staying in that area. So he left and moved to a very, very remote mountainous region of Sichuan. Okay. Over there, the scenery is very, very beautiful and celestial-like. There was a stream that run very deep and crystal water, and the waterfalls cascaded down a beautiful precipitous cliffs. Wow, I wouldn't mind going there. He selected a cave where he could meditate well, learn the art of immortality, and attain the Tao. Immortality. So if we go back there, maybe we still can find him. Maybe he's still there, who knows? Okay, let's go and find him, eh? Okay, here, what does it mean, immortality? Anybody knows? 这个谁都晓得啦，不会死掉。那他还在吗？Huh? He's still there? Because he learned the art of immortality. Is he still there in that cave? Or somewhere in China? Perhaps? Or maybe he immigrated to the United States? Who knows? But is he still in the world? All right. So, what is the art of immortality? Yeah? It's the art of learning to know that we are never born and we will be never dead. Yeah? No death, no birth. Because we became one with all things, we became one with the Creator. Yeah, if the creative force in the universe. Now, the person who refused the emperor order at that time is a very daring person, because the emperor could chop your head off for disobeying the emperor or disrespect to the emperor's order. Wow. You could even get all your 3 generation head chopped off for being disrespectful to the emperor. But this guy, he's so brave. Maybe he didn't have any family member anymore anyway. And also maybe he knew it, yeah. And even he knew the emperor respectful to him and might not do the chopping head stuff to him and his family members, but he still run away to another place. Yes, who knows? You know, it's safer to to run away from secular power. You know, from the beginning of the time, we always have problem with the power of authority. Anything that is not conformed to the social tradition or religious belief at that time would incur problem, yeah, for the person who practiced it. Yes. So he ran away somewhere else, and there he found a beautiful scenery place to stay and practice. And then he attained the Tao. What does it mean, attaining the Tao?
Achieve enlightenment.
Good girl. Okay, achieve enlightenment. Good, good. Right. So he had attained a great part of enlightenment, I guess. Yeah? Not just enlightenment, but a great part of it. The great part of wisdom. Okay, now, Tao Ling stay in his cave, in this mountain that he had chosen for many years, until one day he heard the cry of a white crane. He knew it was a sign that he would attain enlightenment soon. Yeah, he mean a greater enlightenment, huh? Yeah, or maybe perfect enlightenment. What meaning when he hear the cry of the crane? Mean his enlightenment will come to him soon? What does that mean? Is that the real crane that cry? No. What is it? The inside sound is similar to the sound of the crane. Remember the sound I told you? Many sounds that indicate enlightenment? Yeah, okay. So he heard one of these sounds and he knew that he's getting more enlightenment now. Or maybe at that time he began to get enlightenment, okay? Beginning, all right. The sound of the crane is not the highest, is it? Is it? Okay. So now a year later, when he was stoking the fires of his furnace to incubate the dragon tire elixir, the red shaft of light appeared and illuminated his cave. This is another mystery. How can you keep stoking the fire and then the shaft of light would appear, just a small red shaft of light would illuminate your cave? What does that mean again?
The inside light.
The inside light, yes. In the old time, people say something like that. Like in India, the master likened the elixir of enlightenment to a cup filled with intoxicant wine from the divine. Yeah, okay, fill my cup with intoxicated elixir. It doesn't mean the real cup, yeah? And it doesn't mean a physical elixir. It means the inner realization of blissfulness. Okay, good, good. Right. Now, they are talking in mystery here, but we understand, right? Because we practice the same method. Or else nobody would understand this. They would think it's a physical fire that he was playing with. Yes. And they would think that the red shaft of light, just a small red shaft of light, would illuminate the whole cave. This is nonsensical, physically speaking. All right. So another year went by, and a white tiger and a green dragon came into the cave and sat by the side of the cauldron to protect the elixir. So people would think he has a pot where he was cooking the elixir for all these years. And the white tiger and the green dragon did really come, sit next to the pot of elixir, the potion pot, and guard it. So up to present times, even when I was younger, I always heard something like, okay, the Taoist people, they cook the elixir potion in a pot, and then they can attain immortality. It's always like that. How about you? Did you hear the same stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is a great misunderstanding. They're talking in a parable, and only they themselves understand it. Because in the old time, if you ever leak out that you are a Taoist practitioner and you are enlightened and this and that, then maybe you get your head chopped off. Or you get, harmed in some way. Many masters have died tragically, yeah? Because they dare to say that they know the Tao, that they see the Tao, or they see God, or they see the inner realms of heaven. Even if they tell the truth, the society, most of whom do not understand what they're talking about. And most of whom cling to the established order of religion would never believe it, yeah? So they accuse them of witchcraft, of black magic practitioner, of harmful devil worshipper, whatever, because they cannot believe such thing can happen, you know? They would believe that these kind of people, they are just cheating, you know? Or they try to get money by boasting that they are enlightened, something like that, and they are harmful to the innocent and light-hearted believer, and so on and so on and so forth. And also the established order of religion are also fearful that all their followers will come and follow this enlightened person, which is already happened at that time, or whoever. The master at that time would attract a great crowd of all different faiths and different religious order come to their side and practice the true religious enlightenment, yeah? The knowing from within, the kingdom of God inside, the Buddha nature in you. So anyway, so they have to say that, okay, I'm still cooking, I am still brewing my pot of elixir, and now the tiger and dragon came and protect my cauldron of elixir. Then people understand that, okay, they are stabilized now in their practice, and they did not lose their level. Because sometimes you could like have a glimpse of a higher level, but you lost it next day, and you come up and you lost it. And one day when you stabilize yourself in one level, no matter what level that is, that I have told you at the time of initiation, when you are stabilized in that level, and then you can move to the next soon. You see what I mean? So the dragon on one side and the tiger on the other side, that means, okay, I'm stabilized, yeah, I'm cool now, yeah, and I will continue further. Or maybe he meant that this person is already completely enlightened, attained the 5th level already, and he knew it already. But he only can tell it to his master, yeah? Or maybe in a gathering of close disciples, he tell his master, then everybody knows that he attained the Tao. He attained the 5th level, the highest level that the human being can attain. So now, finally, another 3 years passed, and since he heard the voice of the white crane, the elixir was completed, and he became an immortal. Ah, yeah, this is what it is, of course, yeah? He became completely enlightened, right? Right now, completely enlightened. So that's what it means. An immortal, meaning that he's going to be no born, no death again, yeah? He's liberated forever from the cycle of physical birth and physical death. Yes, he attained the 5th level of consciousness, the highest that we can attain as a human being, okay? Yes, completely free from everything, from ego, from karma, from the circle of reincarnation, the birth and death, suffering, etc., etc. Completely free from the karmic retribution and power to drag you back down into this physical world again. So he has the choice whether to be reborn here or not reborn here. And if he is reborn here again, that means it's just to help others. Yeah, he's not forced to be reborn as per bad karmic retribution. That means truly immortal. Immortal doesn't mean you keep this physical body forever. Well, you could, as I told you already, if you stay between the threshold of the astral world and the physical world, and you come back and forth a little bit, you know? Yes. Then you cannot stay forever in the physical world, but you can also not stay always in the astral world. You have to be like a rope walker, you know, balancing it. You know, it's like in some country, there's a border in between, yeah, and there's a big, long border, a room, area, yeah, and you stand in between that, and you can just now and again jump to Canada, jump to America, jump to Mexico, jump back and forth like that, yeah, and you come back and forth all the time already, and you are clean and clear, and the border police will just let you go. and no problem at all. And you can also neither be Mexican nor American. You just be free. Yes, like that you can come and go to America, come and go to Mexico. Understand now? Yeah? Okay. If you want to keep this rotten physical body, be welcome. Just hang around in between the astral and the physical level. No? Oh, why not? It's fun. You can come back, see me all the time, and eat a lot of stuff in the kitchen. I remember last night you rather get up and eat the last supper, huh? Of the day only, yeah. Of the day. It's nice to have a supper, huh? At night, huh? Anybody want to be breatharian? No? Why not? The pudding tastes good? Okay. All right. Eat a little less, huh? I mean, enough to survive, okay? Don't starve yourself, but don't stuff yourself too much. I cannot meditate very well, yeah. All right. Now we continue with the immortality of Chang Taoling. He left his cave and traveled throughout the river valleys and mountains of Sichuan. On one of his journeys, he met Lao Tzu, who taught him how to fly to the stars and tunnel under the earth. They just talk like that. No, they make us all confused, as if we could do that physically. Now, there may be some magical way that you can do that too, but I doubt it. If Lao Tzu would have taught him to fly to the star and dig a tunnel, I mean, 腾云驾雾啦, huh? Okay, means the person who could fly up to the sky anytime he wants and walk under the ground, under the soil, anytime he wants, disappear in any time he wants. I doubt it very much that Lao Tzu would have taught him this kind of magical power. Do you know why I doubt it? So simple. Okay, do you remember why Lao Tzu wrote the Tao Te Ching? I gave you a hint. Why he wrote the Tao Te Ching? One of the border police chief, get hold of him and didn't let him go until he wrote down something. Is that correct? Ah, you remember now? How wonderful, such a good memory you have. I read that when I was 7, and I still remember up to now. Okay, now, so suppose Lao Tzu knows the art of truly physically flying, disappear into the star, or walking under the soil, disappear into the ground, then he would have escaped. He wanted to go away. And that guy stopped him and say, you cannot go until you write me something. So Lao Tzu had to stay there, a prisoner, and wrote the Tao Te Ching, finished, and then the guy let him go. Do you understand me? Yes. So what does it mean now? Fly into the stars and walk under the earth anytime.
It doesn't mean your physical body can do that.
It doesn't mean your physical body can do that, correct? So what does it mean? We could do that, right? When we meditate, we left the physical body. Sometimes we even see our physical body sitting there. Yeah? And then we fly up to wherever the master takes us, yeah? And then even master sometimes take you, go down under the earth, or go to hell, help people, to help somebody, and to show you because you want to go to hell. Not because you like hell, but you want to prove that hell exists. Okay, so sometimes master even take you there. And then you are crying to go back quick. Yeah? So this is the meaning of flying up to the star and disappearing under the soil to walk under the earth. Yes. So you heard the story of the monkey go to the west? Sun Wukong, yeah, he could fly to the star and he could run under the earth any times he wants to disappear. It could be similar story. This person has not reached the complete enlightenment, but he could go visit places like that already, yes. But even though he has attained so much power like that, visit hell, visit heaven anytime, he still has to pay homage to Xuan Zhuang. Even though Xuan Zhuang doesn't have so much magical power like he does. The reason is Xuan Zhuang was destined to be a master, and he is above all this smaller level, like go to the astral level, come back and all that stuff, yes. So that's what it meant. So let's go back to Lao Tzu. So when Lao Tzu departed from Taoling, he gave him a scroll of talismans that had the power to heal the sick and a magic sword that could drive away bad spirits. What does that mean? Huh? Does he really give him something? No, he might. He might have given him an instruction for initiation. Yeah, so he can heal the sick and drive away the evil spirit. The evil spirit doesn't necessarily mean a spirit. It means maybe something bad, the negative power, that harm human and animals and who are good and innocent people. Yes. So he gave him the power to give initiation. Therefore, you heard that Jesus healed the sick, yeah, and cure the blind, yeah. You heard the same thing about your master, heal the sick and cure the blind. Remember, everywhere you go, you hear that from the disciples or from outsider people, even from the people who are not even initiated. So that means he endowed him with the power to be an initiated agent for the power of the Most High, of, power of divine. All right. The sword that could drive away malevolent spirit. That means the wisdom, yeah? The time of initiation when you are imparted with this power, yes, is similar to the sword that cut asunder all the things that has been ailing you, that has been troubling you, that has been attached to you and giving you trouble and obstructions in your life and make you separated from the Tao. Yeah? Okay, that is the sword. The sword of Manjushri, the sword of wisdom. That doesn't mean a physical cutting knife. Yeah? You know that by now already, right? Yeah, you are so smart. I am proud of you. But of course, when people heard like that, they would imagine, oh, okay, Chang Taoling now have a sword, yeah, and cut the bad spirit, the ghost and all that. How can you cut the ghost with the sword? He doesn't have a body. You understand me? The spirits don't have the body, huh? Yes. Okay, the power to heal the sick, it's the power like Jesus has, yes, but he always credited to his Father and say, you have faith in the Father and you are healed. Your faith has healed you, yeah? He heals so many sick people. There's nothing new to us, yeah? You are initiated and many of your sickness are healed also, but don't come for that. I told you many times, this is just by the way, I'm telling you because you know that, right? Good, okay. Very good. So now, as time went on, Taoling's skill in the art of magic matured. It's not magic. It's not the magical power that he is mature in. You understand me? This is a power of the divine. But people don't understand it. Of course, when people come to him and the sick get healed, the blind can see in a vision, yeah? Sometimes even physical blindness can be cured also, remember? Some of us, yeah? Some of you, yeah? Remember? Yes. Okay, good. So now, because of that, people think, oh, this guy, he's a magician. He can heal the sick and cure the blind. But this is just not what he intended to do. He intended to impart to the people the knowledge of the Tao. So now, Lao Tzu probably has given him the instruction, the authorization to initiate people. So now, before he met Lao Tzu, he was meditating and hearing the sound and seeing the light already. That meant he has been studying with someone who was the disciple of Lao Tzu. And then one day he has a chance to come and see the master. Yeah? Many of you are initiated and then come see master later, remember? Same, right? Yes. Good, good. So now, you understood everything, right? It's so easy, huh? No? It's just like us, so it's so easy to understand. Okay. Now, he has been mature in the magical power, the so-called magical power. Because to the ordinary people who are not initiated by him, they would never understand anything else like inner vision or heavenly abode or anything like that. They would only see that, okay, the people who are initiated by him suddenly became different, more beautiful or healed, can see and explaining that I see the vision inside and I see God, I see all that. And people would just think that's all he has, yeah? Heal the sick and cure the blind. Because he also don't dare, in any case, to say anything more to the outsider people, except the trusted one, the one who come to him for learning the divine power, yeah? The power of yourself, the kingdom of God, the power of the Tao. So people can only see the outside, the outward manifestation of the Tao, which is not even a fraction of whatever you can have, or whatever you can know if you are initiated by him, yeah. Okay, so anyway, you understood. Soon he could make himself invisible or change himself into any shape he wished. He could hear and see over great distances and could call down rain and snow. He could heal the sick and drive away evil spirits. You see, his fame spread far and wide, and people called him the celestial teacher, for they believed that he was an immortal from the celestial realm. Okay, now, doesn't this sound familiar to you? Yes. Why? 为什么讲他可以那个到处都有那个无所不在那个？ Anybody who can explain this to me? Think about it, answer me later, okay? I'll see you later. Repeating my words is good, but realizing my words is better, okay? Capito? Yes. Are you happy? Yes. Did you eat good? Yes. You like it here? Yes. You love your neighbor? Yes. Good. Who's your neighbor? Okay, I know. Good. Oh, okay, we continue with this story, hey? Yeah. Okay, remember, he could heal the sick and drive away any evil spirits. His fame spread far and wide, and people called him the celestial teacher, for they believed that he was an immortal from the celestial realm. Region, huh? Okay, fine. Now, let's see what else is here. When the 6 evil spirits were wreaking havoc in Sichuan, Lao Tzu appeared to Chang Taoling and told him to return there to capture the spirits and bring them to judgment. Taoling secluded himself for 1,000 days to prepare for this encounter. Now, secluding himself, what does he do, secluding himself? Meditate in solitude. Meditate alone or meditate maybe with a companion or two, but purely for reinforcing more of his powers. Since he has been walking around and appearing everywhere for initiation, maybe he has worn out, some of his power. So this is a great job that he has to do. You see, the 6 evil spirits conspired together to make trouble for the people in Sichuan, where he was meditating before, remember? Yeah, so Lao Tzu told him to go back there and take care of the people. He prepared himself 1,000 days before he go out and encounter the evil spirit. When the 6 lords of evil heard that Chang Taoling was preparing to fight them, they gathered a large army of ghosts, zombies, and other evil creatures. Meanwhile, the Immortal also made preparation. He selected a green mound outside the city of Chengdu and built a tower with an altar in the middle. On the altar, he placed objects of power, such as magical mirrors, bells, and talismans. I think all these also symbolic, inside or outside, yes. Sometimes, according to the law of the physical law, maybe you can use some certain objects, yes, to transfer some power into it and reflecting some positive energy so that the evil spirit will be dissipated, will be driven away, yes. So now, it's just like sometimes for dealing with certain negative power, yes, the master will also learn some kind of like astral law, because these evil spirits mostly came from astral levels, and so in order to deal with them, sometimes even the enlightened master, he has to use something which according to the astral magical law will work. Understand me? Yeah, as long as it doesn't harm anyone else, but just to drive the spirits away. Capish? Yeah? Okay, now. So about 10 p.m., Chang Taoling ascended the tower and invoked the wind, the rain, and thunder to beat upon the army of the evil spirits. Probably nobody will see this. Nobody will see what's going on. Yeah? Only him. Yeah. Or maybe some people who specialize in this field who would see these ghosts and zombie stuff. Ordinary people will not be able to see what kind of battle is going on between the good and the evils, between the positive and the negative. Yeah? Okay? Probably somebody have seen this. That's why they have written the story. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. But when we read it, when the outsider who read it, who don't practice spiritual or don't have the wisdom eye open, or at least the astral knowledge open, then they won't understand. They think it's just a children's story, okay? It won't happen. Nothing like that would ever happen because I have never seen such thing like that. But I tell you, these things do happen. Nah? Sometimes without the eyes of the mortal recognizing it. Because it is in the invisible realm, in the astral atmosphere, yeah? And when the astral people come here, they don't always manifest into material form. They just use their original form. And then the normal people will not be able to see it. Understand, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
At 10 o'clock p.m., that's the time of the battle, okay? Chang Taoling ascended the tower and invoked the wind, the rain, the thunder to beat upon the army of the evil spirit. My God, what an evil spirit. He also drew talismans of power. You see, talismans of power, though maybe invisible, yeah? It's the way of speaking. Maybe he has a talisman, but invisible to the other people's eyes. Maybe he also has some symbolic things in his hands, yeah? Okay. And called on the celestial deities to fight the evil forces, yes. The lords of evil sent flaming spears and arrows to hit Chang Taoling. But none of them could harm him. Phew, scary, huh? As the deadly missiles flew toward him, he waved his swords of power, and they were transformed into lotus flower. Have you seen anything like that somewhere? No? Some Chinese people saw it. These things are abstract, but they do happen. These are invisible things, yeah? If you listen to some of the CD or DVD of old time when I was in Taiwan, yeah, some Chinese recount some of that. Yes. Some people might have seen it, but not all, yes? And sometimes when you see like a big typhoon and all that stuff, it's not necessarily a natural phenomena. You understand me? Yes. When it's too devastating, these are the working of the negative powers. But the thing is, sometimes the negative powers also succeed in destroying some things. It's because of people bad karma. And sometimes the positive power has to also give in as a fair play. You understand me? They cannot exceed more than what they should do. Yeah? Well, sometimes they do, but then the people, bad karma is still such a force. So that force is even helping the negative power. You know what I mean? Without people knowing it. It's like putting petrol into fire. The lords of evil then sent an army of hungry ghosts to attack Chang Taoling. But when they reached the altar, when the hungry ghost reached the altar, want to attack Chang Taoling, the Immortal drew a talisman, and all the ghosts fell on their knees and begged for compassion. Next, the 6 evil lords sent an army of ghosts, vampires, oh my God, and zombies to attack Chang Taoling. When these creatures came near the altar, he rang his magical bells, and the undead clutched their ears and fell to the ground, never to rise again. It's too loud for them. They cannot bear. It's just the bells, the inside bells. Such a strong power that the ghosts cannot bear. Yeah. Seeing their mission had failed, the Lord of Evil came forward themselves to attack Chang Taoling, who grasped his sword and drew the great seal of power. The sword emitted a stream of bright light, Told you. That was transformed into a net. The net descended over the 6 evil spirits and formed a cage around them. Then the evil ones saw their captor striding toward them with his sword of power. They begged at this time. They begged for mercy and forgiveness. Tao Ling said to them, "You have brought illness and suffering to countless of people, and for these evil deeds you must be punished. But as the celestial way is compassionate, I will not kill you. However, I will punish you by keeping you locked inside the depths of a mountain. In this way, you will not harm people again." You see that? Even forgiveness has some limit. Forgiving is fine, but this kind of evil force cannot always let them run around making trouble for people for no reason, huh? So when the people saw that the 6 lords of evil had been captured, they went to thank Chang Tao Ling and asked him to teach them his magic. He did not want to turn them away, so he told them to organize themselves into groups to help people who were in need. He also told them that the most effective way to fight evil was to do good deeds. If everyone did only what is good, then evil could not take hold. To his close followers, Chang Tao Ling taught the magic of talisman. Talisman is protection, yeah? Some protective measurement. It's not necessarily an object or something, or like something to wear, not necessarily like that. So he teach them the magic of talismans and told them to always use them and use the power of this magic for good, never for evil. On the day he ascended to the celestial realm, he left the sword of power and the great seal to his son and trusted him to teach and lead the followers of the celestial teacher's way. I just give him the mantle of successor so that he can continue his way. That's what it is. You remember, huh? You have to keep the 5 precepts, even though you have great power. You've been initiated and you know that many things happen according to what you wish even. But still, we have to keep it within the limit of moral standard and virtues. We cannot use this power to anything that is no good, yeah? Even if you do that, you will be punished manifolds by the Lord of Karma. It's similar to us, eh? Yeah, similar that we have to fight evil with good deeds. Yes. All right, the story finished, and thank you. Now I think you should meditate, okay? Yes. And if you have to go home, go in peace, okay? And go with God's love. Continue whatever good deed you're doing and will be doing, and more all the time, yeah? Lean on virtue. Use virtue as your pillow. Use God power as your protection. Yes. Light and sound as the nourishment for your soul. That's it, okay? Yeah. I love you. Okay, we meditate now.